Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast Ep88, the Transfer Video Podcast. My name is Josh, also known as G1 Hextron. I am joined by my guest, or not guest, but co-host, Jaim, also known as Victory Saber 77. I told you, man, I'm on a different schedule here, so kind of feeling like a little bit of a noob right now, just because I've had so much going on right now here in the past 24 hours. But we do have quite a few topics for you guys today. We're going to start off from the very beginning. We're going to talk about kind of our best and worst Christmas. Probably whenever we were kids, whenever we're going to pull these ideas from. Then as far as topics after the Transformer news, what do you want to see next in the Combiner Wars? We're going to give some thoughts on that. Some people asked, wanted us to dive a little bit deeper into the Combiner Wars. Then will we ever get to see another box set again? Also, from molds currently out, what characters or character should Hasbro Takara come out with next or soon? And what do you think we'll see next from Year of the Goat series? And what are you looking forward to in 2015? So I guess while we get this plug party started, you can find me, G1 Hextron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page is the G1 Hextron. Jim, where can people find everything else?
Well, they can find me on Twitter and YouTube, Victory Saber 77. And we have a couple of other shows. We have the Aftercast that will be on later on tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel. And then we also have the eBay show, which is every other Thursday. And the next show will be January 8th, 2015, which will be on G1 Hextron's channel at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And other than that, it's pretty much all the shows. And let's start off with the best and worst Christmas.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that one right now.
All right. For me, I don't know. I don't remember how old I was, but it was the year I got Fortress Maximus. That was the best Christmas, I think, hands down, as a kid. That was fantastic to see that big box, not really knowing what it was, and then to get the largest Transformer. Fantastic. I was the most popular kid on the block, so that was nice. I appreciate that, for my parents to actually bump me up. Credibility there, so among my friends. It's fun.
It was all about getting one of the cooler and bigger Transformers whenever you were a kid, because then every kid in the neighborhood was like, dude, I want to go play at that guy's house.
Yep.
It's the same thing like whenever I had Metroplex, this guy down the street had Trypticon, and I was just like, I want to play with that Trypticon. So that was one of the reasons why he was one of the first G1 Transformers I bought whenever I got into collecting. So as far as myself, I believe mine was 1987. I was 5 years old. There's a picture of it. I've put it on Twitter, and I think it's on my Instagram too, but I try to find it. But it showed me where I was about to tear open to, let's see, G1 6-shot. Well, they're all G1, so I guess I don't need to say that. But 6-shot, I got my first box set, which was Computron, or the Technobots. I got 2 of the Headmasters, and probably a few other things like some Hot Rod, and stuff like that. So that was a really good one. And then I kind of had a side one to where my parents, they went to I guess an estate sale or this huge garage sale, and these people were clearing out all their Star Wars stuff. And I mean, they ended up picking it all up for really cheap, and that was my Christmas one year. I forget what year it was, but just tons of figures, 2 Millennium Falcons, AT-AT, you had the Ewok, tree set, and a few other Dagobah. You had that little play set for Yoda and stuff like that. So just a ton of that stuff. Snow speeders. That was definitely an awesome Christmas. I loved both of those.
Yeah, it was nice. Being a kid in the 80s, got a lot of great toys and such. But what was your worst Christmas experience?
I guess it was whenever they told me that we need to go pick out some clothes now.
Yes.
And that never really set with me, because Christmas and birthday, they always, as a kid, they set with me as this is when you get presents or stuff that, every once in a while, you get toys bought for you throughout the year, but that's whenever you get your 2 big hauls there are, the toys. And as I grow, if my feet are growing and I've outgrown my shoes, parents are going to buy me new shoes, you know? So it was just like, look, this is like one of the requirements of, being a parent, just like you have to feed me, too. So why do I want to waste, my presents on clothes? And they were like, nope, time to grow up, you got to get clothes. And, then to see my, brother that was only 4 years younger than me, him getting all these toys. And so I ended up just like playing with a bunch of his stuff. And like mom and dad, they would ask me, or my grandparents even, what does Jordan want? What kind of want to surprise him? So I was like, perfect opportunity here. I'm gonna just name a bunch of stuff that I want. And so he kind of got like a little mixed bag. I did the same thing because whenever we had a Super Nintendo, because I had the regular NES, and then me and him both had kind of like the Super NES. They would ask us, you get one game each, and the rest were toys. Well, there were two games that I wanted, and I would name my first one, and then I would say Jordan wanted this other one, which was actually my second pick. So whenever he opened it up, he was like, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, we're going to have so much fun. He's like, I didn't want this. So, yeah, that's kind of the way I did it. So he did the same thing to
the system.
Yeah, I mean, he did the same thing to Jared, which is the youngest, which is 4 years younger than him. So it just kind of rolled downhill. And then Jared, the youngest, he got all our toys, so it worked out for everyone.
Yeah. For me, it was probably the same. That transition into a young adult, I guess, where no longer are you getting toys. And I remember the one Christmas, I'm like, okay, I understood, I'm a little bit older, I'm not going to have the toys as much, but I'm into video games. I still have my Genesis, I still have, Super Nintendo and everything else, and it's like, okay, I'll put some video games on my list. I didn't even get any of those. It's just like, it's all closed, and I'm like, wow, this really blows. This was like the worst Christmas ever. I mean, no one in my family gave me anything that was like that brought a smile to my face. It's like getting that pink bunny rabbit in a Christmas Story, but like 5 times from everyone. It's just like, why have you forsaken me? But that was the worst. Even to the point I even asked my dad, like, come on, I thought you were my, I thought you loved me. I thought you loved me enough that you would at least give me a game or something, and not go along with my mom to give me like clothes and socks and stuff. And like, but they made up for it the next year, but still, it was like, man, that really sucked.
You're like, I'm gonna stop showing up to these things.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm going to my friend's house.
Yeah, I think my grandparents were the last ones to just keep on buying toys because they were like, what do you want? And I would tell them, and they would just kind of keep on doing it to where my parents went through the transition of, now you're getting, becoming like a young adult, you're becoming a teenager, so, you have to get all this other stuff. Plus, I was always involved in sports, but I started getting more and more involved into like multiple sports. And I liked it, and that stuff was, expensive as well, because, that was something that was the, from here's some jeans and some T-shirts and some tennis shoes to, okay, I want to get this soccer stuff or this football stuff or baseball stuff. So, and all those like cleats and, shin guard, all the uniforms, they cost money, and I was like, well, if you want to play this sport, then that's going to be part of that. So it was kind of, learning what's more important to me, and that helped the transition a little bit better because it was still something that related to fun,
Yeah.
And I was talking to because the family's all together, here, around this holiday season, and just telling mom and my dad, because they had this picture of my youngest brother Jared whenever he was, I guess, a little kid, and you see a broken Star Wars AT-AT, you see Castle Grayskull ripped in half, and I was like, yep, so that's worth this now, so I was like, he's in the hole. And then they I think they threw away a bunch of my stuff, like all my G.I. Joe stuff, and yeah, wish I still had all that. Do you have any of your stuff from like childhood from those Christmases, or have you had to kind of go re and buy it, or maybe it wasn't as in good condition anymore?
A little bit of both. I mean, like Fort Max, I still have. I mean, he's missing parts, so that's why I bought the Encore. But like, I remember the one day, junior high, my mom went into my room with a plastic bag, garbage bag, and just started loading it up with like all my toys. Like, what are you doing? Well, you don't play with these, and you're too old, and I'm throwing them out. I'm like, okay, crap. That's okay. I didn't get a choice or anything. And yeah, all my Joes pretty much were gone. Star Wars, gone. So yeah, I had to go and re-buy them all again, essentially, and then show them to my mom. Like, hey, look, see, you could have, you owe me this amount of money because you threw away all this stuff. And you know how much this stuff costs now? So here's a bill. You know, you owe me for trying to recapture my childhood. So thank you.
God, hopefully they don't counteract with like a well, here's like your food and clothing bill for those
Yeah.
18 years. It's like, all right, well, we'll just we'll just settle this. We'll say
Yeah,
we're even it.
yeah, we'll call it even. It's all good.
They start adding up all the diapers and stuff.
I wiped
Oh,
your tushy when you were younger. Okay, fine. All right,
all
we'll
right,
call it
yeah.
even.
Um, two more things that I wanted to get on that before we get into the Transformer news and the rest of our topics. But uh, like I said, with that Star Wars stuff, I think it was like an estate sale or kind of garage sale stuff. It's stuff that was only out for a couple years. So, do you think that I was totally fine with that, and I think that most kids back in the '80s would have been totally cool with that. Look, I'm getting a crap load more stuff here,
Hmm.
because you were able to get it cheaper because you bought it in bulk at like a garage sale. Then, like kids today, I think parents are a little bit more like, well, where is a toy bin? There's probably been some kids' mouth. I mean, obviously sterilize the stuff, but uh, that they insist on buying newer stuff than maybe hit up a garage sale. Do you
Yeah.
kind of maybe see a difference the way that the parents buy for children now?
Oh yeah. Like for me with my two kids, I would totally go to an estate sale. I mean, you're going to get more bang for your buck, but nowadays it's hard because of the fact that collectors go to these things.
Yeah,
They know they can smell them from a mile away. It's like, oh, there's an estate sale going on Saturday. That's when they hit, and it's part of their livelihood. And nowadays, it's not even worth your time because you're going to have to kind of compete with other people. And I'll just go down to the brick and mortar store and just pick up a toy that I know I can get. I don't have to waste my time and the hassle of trying to haggle or go through a whole bunch of other people that are there that are in my way. And I just don't want to have to deal with that. It's not as fun as it used to be. Garage sales and estate sales aren't as what they used to be, where you could actually find something really cool and be like, oh, this is awesome. They want to get rid of it. Sweet. No, it's more like you have to be there at a certain time. It's like a Black Friday sale, it seems like. You have to be there, you're in
yeah.
line, and you have to fight for it and all that. So, yeah.
The other thing that not necessarily a garage sale, but I remember, I don't know how you can call it dating or whatever. So as like my girlfriend or whatever, but we were, I don't know, like 6 or 7. So obviously we liked each other and we were friends. But she had an older brother that was just a huge collector of Masters of the Universe. And I had a few of the figures or whatever, but nothing like this. I mean, just Snake Mountain, Castle Grayskull, ton of vehicles, ton of figures, and his mom or her mom decided that her older brother was too old now to play with these toys, and the only kid that she knew that was a guy, was like, well, let me give him to her boyfriend, and so this dude is like my mom told me, he's like, dude, he was like mean mugging you like the whole time through the window, as like you just like you and your parents took these boxes and just put them into this car. It's like, thanks. So that's how I got all my Masters of the Universe figures, and I just kept those at my grandparents' house. So Um, I even like maybe stuff like that goes down to where you know, let because you have a son and a daughter, so whenever your son kind of outgrows some of this stuff, and you're like, okay, well, instead of selling it or doing whatever, let's get this stuff together that he doesn't play with anymore, and maybe your daughter's has a little boyfriend or whatever. You're like, hey, let's give these toys to him, or something like that, or maybe someone even a little less unfortunate.
Yeah.
You give them to them, and I see stuff like that happen, or at least it happened a lot in the '80s, and that's how I built kind of my collection there. That was awesome.
Oh yeah. Back in the day, we didn't care. I mean, this is just my own personal, opinion, but we used our imagination. We just took whatever toys we had and we just played. We didn't have the, electronics, the whole, like it needs to be so specific at times. It was just you take your figure, go out and play in the dirt, and go have fun, create something. Nowadays, it's not like that as much anymore.
You'd always watch those commercials from the '80s too, to where like you just wanted to buy those. Like I want to play where they're playing with these
Oh
toys
yeah,
commercial, because like the GI Joe stuff, and there was like mountains, and there was like a little stream and a wooden bridge and a missile come and blow it up. You're like, dude, my backyard doesn't look anything like that. I want to
yeah.
play where they're playing. So.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember Centurions, the Rambo figures that they'd always have them outside, like this jungle theme, the rolling river, and then you see like Max Ray, getting all his gear on. He's in the water. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. Where is that? That's like awesome. But I made do with what I had.
We were in the bathtub. It was
Yeah,
whatever.
it worked.
We pretended we were in the ocean. So.
Yeah, dig a hole in the backyard, fill it up with water. Parents don't like it, but you know what? Whatever.
You blame it on the dog. God, that dog keeps on digging all these holes.
So, yep.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and get into the Transformer news, and then we'll jump into these other topics. I did have something I wanted to. Oh, well, I guess I need a screen share. Why it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for me. At 2 a.m. this morning on the December 27th, this is my first nephew. So this is little baby 6 night, or also known in the the human world as Jackson. So, and first toy he gets to touch and mess with, G16 shot. So made sure that I brought that for him.
Right on.
Pretty excited. I can't wait to bring him over here and then like do like the Lion King, where I hold him up in the air and I say, one day all this could be yours, So it'll be fun. Anyways, take a look at our first thing. This is from Hasbro, and this is from Year of the Goat. This is the Laser Optimus Prime, and you see the packaging that we've looked at before, Platinum Edition. Here we can get a better look at what the vehicle looks like. You see the chrome, and this is not gold. This is like a bronze, so you don't have to worry about the GPS. So that's something that's good.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, and then the clear here, and you can see that there's some like electronics in here with the lights, and
Oh, good. At least they kept the electronics. Nice.
yeah, so you can kind of see the wires going through there. I'm still not sold on this. I love this mold. I think I want to buy the original,
Yeah.
but not this one.
Yeah, I would buy the original. I mean, yeah, the original is so much better, but the electronics must be just for the sword. In the original, you can actually have the lights in the front. The headlights there actually light up, but it doesn't look like they have that.
Yeah, I saw like a little light over here.
Oh, there's there?
You can see that there's like a little light here. In the,
Oh, okay. So there's
going
something there.
through there.
It's a sweet mold. I'll tell you that much. It is one of the best Optimus Prime molds out there, but I would definitely go for the original.
Oh, there you can see it lit up there.
Okay, cool.
I just don't like the color combinations of it, and maybe if I had it in hand, I would think different about it. But I like chrome.
Mm.
I I'm just not a big into the clear plastic.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be expensive too. No word on how much this thing is yet, but what do you think it's going to be, like $75 or something like that?
At least I'd say like, I don't
75
know,
to 100?
79, 89, something like that.
Yeah, so that's something that's a little expensive, and for that money, I'd rather go pick up the original.
Hmm.
All right, now taking a look at the Transformer Collectors Club, we got a couple figures here. I forget what this guy's name is.
That was that Karzab or I
Yeah,
forgot what it.
that's it. Yeah.
For some reason I like the new head sculpt on him.
Just
Color scheme looks
all
nice.
silver.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they chromed out the little piece of the weapon here.
It's not too bad.
And you have the Action Master. Was it Croc?
Yeah.
Or Croc?
Croc, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting kind of tired of that mold.
And just the official, we looked at this last week, but this is going to be the official images here to kind of market it. You can see, it's going to be the little 5-pack. And what did the last 5-pack go for? Wasn't it like $120, $130 or something like that? So
Yeah. Not cheap.
yeah, they've got 5 points of articulation and light up features. The Skywarp right there is certainly a lot cheaper than the Masterpiece. And also from Kids Logic, they have the TF4, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. So you can see that you're going to have the faceplate down here, and you're going to get a couple of different fists. These things are 6 inches tall. They have the light-up features. They also have the articulation, like the previous ones.
Hmm.
And there's your Bumblebee, and it looks like he's just going to come with a separate head here. So he's going to have his battle mask head. Or is this maybe possibly like they were like, hey, we can paint this Bumblebee and here he is, and then like this, they're going to make the same body and then just put this head on and make it Stinger.
Yeah.
Red. So that might be what they're doing.
Be cool if it came with a stand.
Do they not come with these stands?
I don't know.
I mean, I see them both on them, so.
Yeah. That one you don't though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'll find out more information as we get closer. These are the Takara Q, I believe, Transformers. So you got some G1 stuff, you have some Bayformer stuff. I've thought about maybe picking up a couple of these. And I did see someone they put on Twitter. Let me see if I can get in close to one. All right. So like you see, like Bumblebee right here. What someone did is they took where his chest and head are, and then they collapsed his feet in, and they showed like they were making like an Action Master. So a little waist piece and legs, and then arms that would come down. So it was in Japanese, so I have no idea if they were just doodling around or if that's something that someone plans on coming around with. So they're kind of cute.
Yeah, I guess. I guess if I got to that point where I have everything that I want in the Transformers world, I would probably gravitate towards this or something.
Like, I mean, like if you were like a character, driven collector, because I know like Dakota, like he likes, hot rods. So like, pick this up for whatever it is. What is it, $10? Pick this up, bam, he's got himself a little bitty hot rod. So I could see people buying stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, and Takara has released images of their movie advanced Stinger. So you can get a look at him.
I'll probably end up picking that up.
People can quit customizing their bumblebees.
Yeah, and we need more Decepticons if you're a collector of the movie figures.
And you get what do you get? Galvatron, Lockdown, and Stinger. What else do you get?
That's it.
Because they're all the little droids or whatever.
Mm.
All right, some new images of the Million Publishing. It's the Astro Train mold here.
I do like the concept of this. The well, I forgot the character's name. Shuki? Is that who this is from?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That one of his alt modes there is to be a disguised, under Arrow. That's Desaris' ship. But that was pretty cool. And he comes with the little Daniel, I think, figure. I don't know what that design is. Never seen that one before.
It's trying a little too hard right there.
Yeah.
And I guess base mode.
Yeah, trying to do the base mode from the Thunder Arrow, or I forget what it's called in the States. Something. That's cool.
All right, getting into the masterpiece stuff. You're the Goat, Soundwave is the other one here, and now we can get a look at him in package. And I believe he's coming with all 5 cassettes. So you see 1, 2, 3 here, and it looks like 4, 5, and this looks like the flat piece with the lines going through it that just fits on top of his chest, and then this looks like the Energon cube.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 cassettes, because some people were like, what, 6 cassettes or 7? So to me, that's what it looks like. So I can kind of see the lines right there, and then that looks like it's a little bit deeper, so Energon cube, and that's a little thing over here to plug into his butt, and gun, and then these 2 things here. Are you going to pick this up?
Oh man, I don't know. I might pick up Sound Blaster first, just so I can get Rat Bat and actually have a character.
Yeah, that's.
I would pick that up more than the Optimus Prime. But
You know what? I would do that too, because then you have at least 5 more cassettes. But yeah, I'd rather go ahead and get that Sound Blaster before I'd even mess with this. To be honest, I probably won't even ever get this. Some people said they like it. Some are like me and are just kind of like, no. The next thing is Skywarp. And you can see the coin right here. The key thing with him is we get to see him in his packaging. And what's the first thing that you notice here?
All them accessories that he comes with, man. Yeah.
And no stand.
Yeah, he doesn't come with anything.
So he comes with a Megatron gun. Like we can't just have all the Decepticons displayed on the shelf and they all have Megatron guns. It looks a little silly.
Yeah. And then a Dr. Arkeville.
Yeah, so
How original.
Even that you're the Goat Soundwave we looked at comes with a Megatron gun too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too many Megatron guns. More than likely you have it. I don't see why you didn't give us a stand and how you charge $200 because that's the same price as what the Coronation set Starscream or even Coronation set for Takara Sunstorm, and you don't get all those pieces anymore.
Nope.
And so you're still charging the same amount, and you've taken things away. And if you're taking the Coronation set because you don't need another Coronation set. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sunstorm shouldn't even got one, but you're taking that away. Why didn't they give us a stand here?
It's because the Starscream didn't come with a stand, and I guess they're not going to do it with this one. They didn't even give us the missiles. I mean, Starscream didn't come with missiles either. And it doesn't look like the Skywarp doesn't have the missiles. So it's just bare bones for $200.
I can't justify that.
Yeah. Toys R Us, please pick this up.
I'm sorry, because like I was talking to some people on the Facebook page, and they're like, I really hope a Hasbro comes out with this. I was like, worst case scenario, after they've gone through their first wave of people willing to pay $200 for, this limited figure here, or limited as far as what he comes with compared to the others, then I think you'll see a price drop. It may be like 170, maybe 170, 180, something like that. But that's too expensive. I get Starscream sitting on the shelf and just having this coordination set, but here I have, Hasbro, Sunstorm, Thundercracker, and Acid Storm on stands, kind of hovering in the air, and then I would just have Skywarp standing on the ground. It's not worth it. I have to get a Hasbro version of this.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can see myself purchasing it, even though it's something that I definitely want, and my collection needs it. I can't justify it. $200 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, it's like them reissuing, let's say, Optimus Prime MP10 and deciding it's not going to come with the trailer now, but we're still going to charge you, whatever the original price was, $199 or whatever it was. But now you don't get that trailer, and it's like, what? Really? This is just, it's ridiculous. And I did have it pre-ordered, and then I decided, yeah, it's not worth it. Most likely Toys R Us is going to pick this up. It's going to probably be a little bit, but they'll definitely get it.
They'll probably do the third Rainmaker. Hopefully they do this too.
Yeah.
It might take a year, though. It might be 2016. I'm willing to wait.
Yeah.
Get it for $75, save $125, and then you'd also get a stand as well, and the missiles. I mean, there's win all over the place. Just be patient. There's no reason to be in a rush for this stuff.
Or you can just get the previous, MP3 mold. The Walmart version that we got here in the States. It comes with a stand. I mean, yes, it does have the quirkiness with the heels, but you have it on a stand, so it doesn't really matter. So, all right.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that are just going to hang on to that, until Hasbro releases one, which I don't blame them. All right, getting into the third-party stuff. Warbatrons, Bruticus here, man. Now that it's all painted up and I see it combined, this thing looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I love the way that those colors look on Onslaught, and him just combined with everything. It's really impressive.
Those cannons are nice too on his back.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they do like a box set, and whenever they would maybe come out with a box set or something like that, they have any QC issues that they might have had, because I know that was it Blastoff and Swindle. There was some people that had some QC issues there. I don't know if that has been a recurring theme, or if they have addressed those and Vortex and Brawl came out fine, and maybe Onslaught comes out fine as well. But I'd like to get a box set to where everything's fixed now. I wouldn't mind having this. This is really, really cool. And getting into crossover gen, you got God Bomber here. That's nice. I didn't know he was going to be able to transform like this, so it's kind of a nice little surprise.
Yeah.
Now, were you getting this? I forgot if you said yes or no.
Yeah, I'm going to get it whenever it comes out. But yeah. Wish he had a little bit of chrome on him.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Guy, he can barely see over here.
Yeah, he's looking right into his shoulder pad.
Looks really nice. I mean, we looked at this thing for a while at BotCon, and he's a big figure, and I really like it whenever you combine him with the MP10. I don't know if you're going to decide to do that or not, but they look pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to probably combine him with the Trailer Force. So make them a little bit bigger. See what happens. But yeah, he does look really nice. And I'm curious if Crossover Gen's going to continue doing the Trailer Force series. Maybe give us that one that everyone's kind of clamoring for, the Fire Guts Jinrai. So at least you can use the BotCon exclusive.
Yeah. All right, and taking a look at, is this is metal? Is it Mega Steel? I think is what it is. Is whose blaster this is? I think it's Mega Steel's.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's in your generations scale there.
Doesn't look too bad.
And I believe this is final, so if you're planning on ordering this or we're on the fence about it, this is basically what you're going to get right here. And you also have the, let's see, is it Unique Toys one that's a generation style as well?
Yeah.
So you got a couple different ones to choose from, and you can kind of compare those two. I think I like this one a little more, though.
It's not too bad. I like the weapon storage.
That's pretty cool. All right, getting into Unique Toys. What is it, Ripper Snapper? I don't know what the fake name is.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
You can see that these are the final images of this guy, and we can see a little bit better with the paint. You can see some purple painted in here with the yellow. Also out here to the side. The face came out really well.
It's weird seeing his hand on his thigh there.
That is a bit strange. I'm not really sure why that's done like that. Maybe that's the only place to store it. So when he's in robot mode, he just runs around with a big hand on his thigh.
Looks really nice, though. Wow.
Yeah, I really dig the way that these guys look in their robot modes, but whenever you get into the alt modes, for him and the blot, I can see it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what, that could have been a little bit better. Maybe had a few more curves in it because it's very boxy.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think this does look good, I'm kind of curious to see what Mastermind Creations plans on doing for this, and also, Hasbro Takara. These being the legs, it's just, it looks a little too boxy. You can see that like none of this is flush here. It just goes box. There's a point, and then this connects, and then this is rounded off. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, Unique Toys does a really good job, and we really do like this, but it's just like they're predicating. Then all of a sudden, these other companies start coming out with theirs, and it's like, oh yeah, Unique. Nah, I don't care about Unique Toys anymore. But I give them props for being the first ones to tackle this, though.
Oh yeah, because you probably know that some of the third-party companies they look at the way that they did something, and they're like, okay, now we see how they did it. If we engineered it a little bit different this way, then I think we can get a better result. So, and stuff like that's happening, even though no one would ever admit it. Just like Hasbro, they are like, we'll never admit that the Generations RC was supposed to. We looked at Impossible Toys, Valkyrie, but they did.
Oh yeah. Don't tell them that though.
Yeah. All right, this is DMK, the 03. This is going to be a model kit, and you're going to have to actually paint this. Now, the red flames that you see here, these are actually stickers that you'll be able to put on there. But the blue paint that you see, that's paint.
It's all you.
Yeah, or maybe even the chrome pieces too. I'm not sure, but it's just a model kit. you're gonna have to put together yourself and paint yourself as well. So any like black wash that you see or the blue paint, you're like, man, that really looks good with that metallic. Yeah. Hope you got the skills to do it.
Well, that sucks.
It's a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, just a little bit.
This
For
is
all
probably the
us that
best
don't have
looking.
talent.
Yeah, this is the best looking, Bayform or Optimus Prime that I think we've seen. I mean, it obviously doesn't transform, but if you're into Bayforms, I could definitely see someone, getting this. But I definitely don't have the talent. I've only put like 3 Gundam kits together myself. I'm getting better and better with every one. Um, but I haven't really done any like paint or anything. I'm not good at customizing stuff. I really haven't tried it though.
I haven't tried it either. I don't know. I think my 7-year-old son could do a better job than me.
But I mean, you see like all these like the little, what is it, sprocket or something like that like goes in and out right there.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Even the detail on the Autobot symbol on his chest, I mean, dang. Trying to get in there and oh man.
It's probably expensive too.
Yeah.
So if you're not talented, you just spend all that money. Yeah, and because they did such a nice job with the paint. I mean, they even put over here like who, I guess because they're like who painted it. Um, let's just say Toys Party painted it. Yeah. So maybe you can contact them. Maybe they'll do it for you.
That's the perfect pose. That would be me. If I got that gift, just screaming, wondering why.
All right, getting into X Transbots Apollyon, we're going to take a look at some pictures, get closer to the legs and the back, and they have some pictures of the arms separated, so you can kind of see how that works, see what kind of joints that they have.
Doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be sticking out a little bit here with the butt a little bit. Yeah, you can see that. You can see some. Well, that doesn't look metal. I thought that this was metal originally. Whenever we saw some pictures, or maybe it's been painted.
Yeah, it could just be painted.
Now you can see on here, apparently there are 2 little trap doors. So, like little hidden doors. And I guess this is one in here too, maybe. And you can kind of see the way that the arm is configured here. So with the hands, and that's a lot of articulation in the hands.
Mm.
Stuff like that worries me because, like, on your MP10 Soundwave, or not MP10 Soundwave, but MP10 Optimus Prime, your Soundwave, it's always that index finger for that joint, just that thing pops off, and you got to worry about it. So now you have 5 of those, or I guess 10, including the other arm. That would worry me a little bit. Looks like he's going to have a place for a Decepticon logo on his hand.
That's cool.
Right, you try to figure that out there. It's a lot of moving pieces here. So that kind of worries me. Just on third party. I got a few more pictures, so you can see the inside of the leg. Looks like there's going to be quite a bit of articulation here. Looks like at the heel, at the toe, even at the side here.
Yeah, with a lot of moving parts and articulation, it's just QC issue really comes into play. I just hope it's really gonna blow everyone out of the water. Just like, this is a really good product.
Well, I hope so too.
A
And
couple of comments real quick.
all right, go ahead.
Don't mind. Dust Mites says, "What's up, fellows? Hope you both had a great Christmas. Hope you got all what you wanted." He also states, the KO Rat Bat for $20 is well worth it. Save some cash, fellas. Sound Blaster is cool, but unless you're a crazy fan, save a little cash, put it towards another fig. K-Dog says, "Hey guys, Merry Christmas." Um, K-Dog also says, Albrick, or Bright, I don't know, I'm mispronouncing the unique toys, but it's not Ripper Snapper, but pretty sure it was Ripper Snapper. And
Yeah, he's the little the white one.
yeah, RXL, yeah, because the blue one's blot and all
Yeah.
that, but RXLEE339, hey guys, always enjoy your show. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. And that's it.
All right. So went through a few pictures like that. I mean, they're all up on the Facebook page if you want to look at them any closer, so you can examine it a little bit better. Next thing is this is DX9 War in my pocket. War in your pocket or in my pocket?
Yeah, or in someone's pocket.
It's a war in these guys' pockets. So.
Looks really nice for a Legends looking figure.
Why
See
can't they
Hasbro.
just like Hasbro upscale this and do the Generations one like a deluxe size one like this? Because you see the way that they did the wings back here, they just kind of pull back on the back like he's got like two ball joints, and whenever he brings his arm, and then they just kind of fold in around, and that's the way it should look, and this looks fine.
Yeah. Should put a little bit of pink on the end of his fingers, like he did in the series.
Paint his nails, yeah.
Well, he didn't have pink fingernails?
Yeah.
I could have swore he did.
Yeah, he had pink fingernails, which was a little strange. Maybe could have done a little bit more with paint there, but I mean, that's fine. Yeah, you see the way this is done? I mean, Hasbro, I mean, that's all you got to do. Hasbro, you rip people off. Just go ahead and do it. Quit lying to us. All right, Matrix Studio. This is apparently some giant shockwave.
Really? Wow. Dang.
Gonna have light up features. Yeah, look at this thing, how big it is. Wow.
Why couldn't they have just kind of tweaked it, changed it, turned it into decomposed from humanoids?
Oh, that would have been sweet. Yeah.
But I mean, Shockwave, yeah, looks pretty cool. Different. Oh, okay. I see where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, you already got an idea as far as what price is going to be, because I mean, this is the what is it, Prime One Studio stuff, and that stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
And this guy is taller than the Megatron.
And that's without a base.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly the same height as Megatron, and Megatron's sitting on a stand. And this went for, what was it, like a few $1,000s?
Mm-hmm.
That's some third-party people money, man.
It's got a nice amount of detail, though.
Oh my god!
Wow,
this dude's hand is like really small. It's got because
yeah, that's
this thing is bigger than his hand.
Wow. That's weird. I mean, that's really cool, especially if you're a movie Shockwave fan. But even if you're a movie Shockwave fan, you gonna be able to afford that? I mean, it's like that's really cool. If I had the the design know-how, I would totally design myself a 6-foot great shot. But I don't think I could sell it. or get a whole bunch of people to want to buy it just because of the cost of making it, and just it would be ridiculously expensive.
Whoever buys it, they can put it next to that $25,000 Optimus Prime statue.
Oh, the one that points.
Yeah, it's like 6 feet tall. Batcube said the next figure in the pipeline, War Dog. So
Mm,
I've liked the way that these Batcube figures have been turning out. I mean, they look really good.
yeah,
Whenever you compare them to some of the ones that have come out before, iGear's done some, but uh, Batcube, they've done some really nice work. And from what I've heard from some of the people, the Decepticon Click guys that on Instagram they share, and they all seem to like them a lot. So
that's cool.
there you go. Who's running over Santa? Next thing, play with us too. Get a few pictures here of some upcoming figures. So you got Bruiser, Tark, and was it Secton?
Secton, yeah.
Okay. So these are going to be part of their crowdfunding exclusive colors. So you go ahead and head over to their what is it called? Is it Kickstarter or is it crowdfunding? I guess it's crowdfunding. But you can go ahead and head over to their Facebook page and you can find all the information if you want to get involved with that and kind of reserve yourself some figures. It's basically like pre-ordering. So.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that popped up today. Apparently, some of these KO companies are going to be doing knockoffs of third-party stuff. So you're going to have KO TFC Uranus, and you're going to have a KO Fans Project, Minosaur or M3 there. Dude, this had to ruffle some feathers.
Wow.
Because you have Clone Droid out there that's knocking off, Hexatron from Mastermind Creations, and they're upsizing it, but I doubt that they're upsizing these. They're probably just straight up knocking them off. I do have another picture. Oh, you can see one of them right here. I don't know which guy that is, but some people that I saw in the comments, they were kind of like, yeah, now I can get these and I don't have to spend a whole lot of money, but I just can't support knockoffs just because the originals, or the original designers, they're the ones that put all the effort into it, and people just like always keep on knocking their stuff off, and they're like, well, I don't. They put in, they designed it, and they put it out there, and people like it, and they put their work into it, and then people aren't buying it because they're like, I'll just wait for the knockoff. Then they're eventually not going to have the money to fund to make their next project.
Yeah, it's true. Because these knockoffs got to be a lot cheaper.
Oh, they're going to have to be. You don't even know what type of quality you're going to get. Here's one shot of, Car Crash. I'm trying to look and see what maybe exactly is different to see. One, they don't have it transformed in the package correctly. These are actually supposed to be spinned around the opposite way. The gun is different. The colors, this is a little bit brighter blue than the original. So next week we'll probably have more information on this, but we don't support knockoffs, or at least I don't. I'm all about buying the original because I want to support the people that are designing the stuff and putting it out, because you're basically funding their next project. But I wanted to make sure that we bring it to people's attention, just because if you're on eBay and you're buying these things loose, then guess what? Now you got to worry about this. You got to worry about the G1s. You got to worry about Masterpiece being knocked off and told you that it's authentic. Now you got to worry about third parties too. And it was bound to happen.
Yeah, it was. And all the third-party stuff is expensive. I mean, you're looking at Uranus there. It's going to cost at least $500. And you may think, oh, $300 is getting a good deal because he's been out for a while and people are just trying to get rid of it. Well, it could be a knockoff now.
Yeah, so you can't even look at the price
So
and just be like, knockoff or we're going to bring more information to you. Like I said, with that car crash, because they're obviously going to take them out of the package. You'd know straight up if it was authentic or knockoff if you look at the package, unless they're doing something shady like keeping their authentic, buying the knockoff, and putting the knockoff in the third-party packaging.
yeah,
That would not surprise me whatsoever.
or
Some of
using
the
a
shady
stock
people.
photo.
Yeah, or using the stock photos and stuff like that. Uh, we're gonna take a look at probably some side-by-side comparisons and try to identify those things. That way, just bring more attention to you guys as well. I'm sure it'll come up on the eBay show eventually as well. But we can dive more into that a little bit later if you want. But last thing here, add-ons. This is forget who's doing this, man. This is really nice though. They're making a Spike and Daniel head that will replace the heads for the exosuit for your Masterpiece Bumblebee.
Isn't that Dr. Wu? Are they doing it?
I think it's Dr. Wu. I didn't see Dr. Wu on here, but I'm pretty sure it's Dr. Wu, and you can see that. So you just take the little clear thing off that I've been struggling trying to get off. It just keeps on slipping. Yeah, that looks better than Dead Eyes,
You bet.
Yeah. All right, we need to get caught up on anything before we get into the next thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just mites. There is a few things about Apollyon that don't sit right with me. I'm probably going to hold off. Hopefully these Takara rumors are true and X-Transbot is just KFC under a different name. Nice. No. Okay. K-Dog meant that was his name. He was doing the quotes of not being Ripper Snapper.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Dustmite says Brawny is a very decent fig, nice quality, way better than Huff. Just the price point would be a little nicer, around the $60 to $70 range. And he says also, thanks for the shout out to the Decepticon Click.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
those guys are awesome. I guess also shout out to Realm of Collectors, man. They have that going on as well, to where they kind of cater to all types of collecting. So really cool guys on Instagram. Do you want to talk about knockoffs anymore? We can jump into the next thing, or we can dive into that on the Aftercast if you wanted to, whenever we have a few more people.
Yeah, I mean, we can dive into knockoffs later. I mean, we can get other people's thoughts on it, and yeah, I'm really curious about the packaging and what's going to happen with that, because that's expensive to dive into. I mean, at least with you can tell with the G1 because there's an age difference, but now with something that's really current, that's expensive. Can get a little scary now.
Yeah, and also you're going to have collectors that don't really collect G1 or anything else like that. They're like, dude, it's straight up Masterpiece, and it's straight up, third-party collectors, and they're like, that's all I want to, collect is the articulated stuff, and now they have to be worried.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like nobody's safe. Next thing that we'll get into is, what do you want to see next in the Combined Wars?
And you're talking as a general, as far as
just,
the whole release.
Just in general. Me personally, I finish the mini bots. I want Kickback to finish the Insecticon trio up. And the main thing was, I don't really want to see repeat molds. And I'm afraid that that's going to be a problem, but we can kind of get into that after you.
Yeah, I see that too happening. For me, it would be same thing with the mini bots. I really like that Power Glide. I'm hoping we get a Sea Spray and possibly like a Brawn, or maybe even a Beachcomber. Beachcomber would be really cool. But yeah.
As far as repeat molds, there's already people like talking that are like, with this Optimus Prime truck, they've done Motormaster Optimus Prime, and they could just repaint it white, and it could be Ultra Magnus, and then you could also make it hotspot for Defensor, just attach a little ladder in the back. One, that's going to look stupid, just to attach a ladder in the back of it. Because it's a flat nose cab, and you just have that one section. The ladder is going to be like right up against there. That'd look a little silly, but I think that he would need a new mold. But then if you did Hotspot a brand new mold and made him proportion a little bit different, and made him let's say you could repaint it and make Grapple, that would be more that would be better in my opinion. And then just swap out the ladder for or not Grapple, but Inferno, and then you can swap it out for a Crane for a Grapple.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still get your 3 repaints on it and 3 different characters, but to just say we have this Optimus Prime mold for Combiner Wars, and then just like everyone that's a truck or anything even close to it, you're just going to get a repaint of that. That's going to make me not want to buy them.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I mean, that's something that you see from like Fun Pub, and which is really cool. I like their ideas, but I don't want to see it like, okay, we have this mold and we're going to just use it and abuse it. I mean, we have a helicopter in the Combiner Wars. Well, we're just going to use it for Vortex now. We'll use it for Blades. We'll use it for anyone that we want. It's just, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't want another Wrecker's Ruination type of scenario where you're going to have these good characters, but they're plagued from the previous design work. So.
And people were there also saying Wild Rider, I believe, for the Stunticons, he's going to be an SUV. Like, oh, you make him, God, what's his name? First Aid. And he's basically a van. I'm like, man, no.
Yeah, Swindle probably, First Aid, whoever else. They could fit into that.
And that's what really bothers me, because like we're looking at these first 2 things, and with Superion and Minosaur, like we're not saying they're perfect. As alternate figures, they're fine. And if you switch like one out or something like that, then all right, But not the entire set. Do I want just them all the same and just different colors, or maybe a head difference? I want brand new figures, and I think with maybe a third-party add-on kit, you can make the combiners look pretty cool. I mean, that's yet to be seen. But I kind of have a little bit of faith in the third-party companies out there, because they've done some awesome work in the past, and I can only assume that they apply to something that looks better than the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus, make it look awesome. They can do the same thing with this, which looks a little bit better. But then if they're all the same piece and they're all Optimus Prime, or stuff like that, then you're going to have a lot of combiners, different colors, and they're going to look for the most part all the same.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of third-party buying to where they're going to have to come out with, these figures. To where here's the add-on kit, and plus it comes with, this one character or these 2 characters. That's what kind of worries me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and it worries me to the point that with all these, these molds that we're getting right now, you can create the Combaticons, you can create the Protectobots, but what about other characters, other teams, like the Terracons, the Technobots? They're totally different from what we're seeing right now as far as molds. And then if Hasbro goes this route, what else could you turn those into later on, so you're not, just it's a one-time deal for those molds? So, because we all know that Hasbro likes to get the most bang for their buck and to get, maximize profit. So, yeah, it does kind of worry me a little bit, but we'll see.
I mean, do you even think that they'll even attempt to do something like the stuff that you saw, past 86, with the Technobots and the Terracons and, Predacons and stuff like that?
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we'll see though. I mean, it's just now coming out with the first wave, and second wave is on pre-order. So we'll
Yeah.
see, but that's kind of the way that we see what Hasbro's done before in the past, and uh, I don't see why they wouldn't do it that way again.
Yeah.
Next is just kind of short. Will we ever see box sets again? That was something that's key for G1 collectors. And like I mentioned, my best Christmas, or one of them was, I remember, like, I've got Constructicons before and Combaticons before, single carded, and I had to go, collect them all and stuff like that. But Computron, he was all there in the box set, and he was ready to go.
Yeah.
And there was just something a little bit more awesome about that. Like, there was no, like, hey, did you get the right ones, and these go here, and like, hey, they were sold out of this one guy. No, he's all there, he's ready to go, and it's hours and hours of fun. Box sets.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to have box sets back. I mean, like what you said, you're watching an episode, let's say the Key to Vector Sigma, you want to have all the aerial bots because you never see them just spotlighted on their own. They're a team. They're all there, and it kind of sucks to just have like Slingshot and Fireflight, and you don't have the rest of the team to like merge into Superion. But oh, I really do wish as a collector that we'd get those box sets, but I doubt we would.
It would probably be like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or something like
Yeah.
that, like they did with the Bruticus.
Mm-hmm. Just because it takes up too much space on a shelf, people aren't going to want to buy something that's going to be a little bit more pricey, or it's going to have to be some type of exclusive. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, we see the kind of the gift box set with the Platinum Dinobots. There's, what, 5 in that set? So technically we could get some type of a team, combiner set. It's just whether or not, they want to do that. And it'd probably end up being a Platinum or a Toys R Us exclusive.
I mean, I want to see the beautiful artwork as well.
Yeah.
Because that's part of, the appeal of it. So just something that I thought I'd kind of throw out there that was kind of related to that last question. So
yeah,
I think we might. I don't see why we won't. I went to Target, and Target has those exclusive like one steps, whatever. But it's like a 5 or 6 pack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There are over 100 boxes, dude. Like they have not moved. Like I forget how much they're wanting for them, but those are going to go on major clearance because they are full in the Transformer section, and then they're full over in the Ninja Turtle section because they sold out of all the Ninja Turtle stuff. Now it's there. They're on, let's see, on an end cap. It's completely full. I was just kind of going through it. I was like, there's over 100 boxes here. Like, nobody's grabbing them.
Wow.
So those things, if you want them, those are going to be on major clearance. So don't pay the $50, $60 that they're wanting right now. It's a Target exclusive, so it's going to go on major clearance if you're into one steps. Or at least in my location. God, there's just way too many. From the molds currently out, what characters or character does Hasbro Takara need to do soon? And I mean, it could be Generations, Masterpiece. I'm sure you're going to mention one. It's one I had written down, but I also had another one written down. So, who do you think? Who do you want?
That there's a mold out there that they need to use again.
Okay, like the two that I was going to say is the Masterpiece Blue Streak.
Oh yeah.
And Nightbird using the RC mold.
Yes, I can see that.
I mean, why not give it to us?
Yeah, I would love that. Blue Streak. I would like to see a deep cover. I'd like to see a clamp down from the Lambor molds in the Masterpiece line. I'm hoping we're going to get the Delta Magnus or Powered Convoy from the Ultra Magnus MP mold. It's mainly Masterpiece because I kind of feel that that's something that we should get. If we're going to get this top of the line series, we should get everything that should be utilized from that mold. and it'd be a nice flashback, or with information on like the Diaclone series. There's the blue streak, and you got these other characters, which is really cool, and how it integrated and became Transformers. It'd be kind of cool.
Just the last question we were talking about is we're scared of them doing repeat molds for the Generations line because they go overboard with it. But here you have the Masterpiece collection that you're not utilizing the mold for everything that you could do.
Yeah.
And we would buy these things like the clamp down stuff like that. Like any Diaclone representation, would buy it. If you're one of those hardcore Masterpiece collectors, because that's what you mainly collect is like me, Masterpiece, and then third party if it relates to my Masterpiece, and I just kind of pick and choose on the other stuff as far as Transformers, and whenever I run across a good deal for G1, then I'll do that. But the Masterpiece is what I want, and I want you to give me all these different crazy repaints or G2, and just not doing it. Give me everything that mold can produce, and then we can move on.
Yeah, and that's what I would love to see. I mean, and unlike having like the Transformers Collectors Club or a Fun Pub, this is only Takara. I mean, yes, Hasbro does a little bit, but all we've seen was the Seekers. They're not going to touch anything that's like Diaclone, in my opinion. They're going to touch something that's going to be more cartoon accurate. So it's in Takara's court. They need to give us those Diaclone, like Exhaust. I'm still hoping that thing doesn't get canceled. It's still going to go through. But, like you said, Blue Streak, all these different Diaclone characters. Be fantastic.
And something I thought that BotCon might have done last year, it being whatever 20th anniversary, because they started off with G2 Breakdown or Breakdown Robot, and then coming out with another Breakdown Robot G2. I was like, dude, they got this Lambor mold. If we could get if they don't have to do like a ton of them, they're just like, hey, this is limited. Think of how I don't even know if they'd have to make it limited. I think that a ton of people would buy that. Like me, to where I didn't buy the box set. I don't care about buying all these crazy repainted Generations toys and stuff like that they always produce for BotCon. But that Masterpiece, if you gave me G2 Breakdown Robot, dude, I'm buying. Because right before then, I saw someone had a custom on. Up, and I was looking at it, I was like, oh, dude, they got to have that. I think that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it would have been, but like I said, it would be for collectors like me, to where, look, I'm not buying a $500 box set, with souvenirs and stuff like that. So if this Masterpiece, let's say it's $200 because it's an exclusive and to get the rights to do all that good stuff. Let's say it was $200, dude. I'm willing to pay that for that. Even though it's one of the smaller ones.
I pay $250, even maybe even $300. I mean, if it's on a card too, like the original.
A sliding card. Give me a sliding card.
Man, that would be nice.
So, just a thought. Let's see here. What do you think we'll see next from the Year of the Goat series?
Oh man, I don't know if we will see anything else. I mean, most of the time from the Year of the Dragon and Snake and stuff, we just seen two figures, right? I mean, like Year of the Snake we saw, or Year of the Dragon.
Optimus Prime, and then you had a Omega Supreme.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
After that, I don't remember what the heck.
Then you had a MP10 Prime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can't remember what the other thing was.
Was that the Starscream? I don't know, but I don't think so. I think that's what we see is what we're gonna get. I don't think they're gonna add anything else to it.
I don't like those colors either.
Yeah.
Are the colors like they're already assigned to the year of whatever animal?
I don't know.
Or do they just say because they obviously know what year of it's basically the Chinese year is how they do it, is what it's called.
Yeah.
So let's say they already know what next year is going to be as far as what animal or whatever. Do they just again, they just throw grass in the air and blue, yellow. What colors do they land in, and that's what they pick. Because I
It
didn't like the
seems
ones
like
for
it.
this year.
Like the ones that I got the Optimus Prime, and I got the Omega Supreme. And the Omega Supreme being G1 colors, that was fantastic. What they did there.
Oh
They
yeah.
do have the the stamp of like the year of the dragon on the one, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with the whole clear thing. You know, I guess there was Ultimate Optimus Prime 2 of the Year of the Dragon, so there could be another one for Year of the Goat. But again, it's going to be clear and it's going to have that color scheme.
So it's not going to be something we're going to want.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Whatever the next year is, it needs to be like black and purple or black and fuchsia highlights or something like that. Man, that'd be awesome. Or teal,
It'll be pink.
black and teal.
Pink
I'm
and some
cool
other
with
weird
that. For highlight colors, man, I'm down.
It's going to be neon green and neon orange. Bring back some of the weird
Dude, that's
90s.
straight up 90s right there. All right, so the last thing that we have is, what are you looking forward to in 2015?
Oh, you know what it is. I think a lot of people know what it is. It's going to be Star Saber. Pretty easy, pretty obvious.
I'm looking forward to that one too, and I really hope that the sales just kind of blow expectations out of the water, and that they're like, okay, well, got to get started making that Victory Leo, which would take probably beginning of 2017 when that thing will be able to come out. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I can't wait to either. Is like once that figure comes out, and like a lot of third parties can see the design work that's put into it, we're gonna see a lot of other potential characters. Maybe we maybe see a Road Caesar, but the third party companies are gonna try and tackle a Victory Leo. They're gonna find a way to try and make it work and such. And I'm hoping it's gonna be a success, but
I think it'll also impact, because if the sales are really good, I think it'll also impact the way that third-party companies are maybe doing some things. Because like right now, you see like, oh, here's some awesome, Optimus Prime, here's Megatron, here's some Astro Trains, and here's some combiner stuff and Mirage. We've seen all this stuff, kind of prior, or maybe you're giving us something new like these Astro Trains, but no one's really been willing to step out on that limb and say, let me try the Japanese stuff. Let me kind of corner that market. Let me, come out with a Leo Kaiser. Let me make a Desaurus, or Desaurus, Just try different things. And I think if this Star Saber sells really well, then they'll probably be like, dude, these people are into this. These collectors that are willing to drop $200 on a figure, man, they're into this series. Let's give them, this stuff. Let's quit working on Mirage over here, Dinobot, and let's work on some of this other stuff. I don't know why everyone's fixed on the kind of the ARC group there. I get it. They're the most memorable characters, and so obviously, more people are going to be a little more intrigued with it. You're going to grasp, a larger audience, but it might not necessarily grasp the people that are willing to drop $200 on a figure.
Yeah, I would love to see a masterpiece scaled Desaurus with the eagle, and then the actual lion that can come out and actually transforms into a larger, animal mode. That would be fantastic. A very nicely articulated dragon, or, whatever turkey bird thing that he turns into, would be kind of fun too. But, other than that, I mean, we know Combiner Wars is coming in 2015. We're gonna find out, the theme of BotCon, or we have, and all that, and it's probably, for me, it's like just the anticipation of what is going to happen in the Masterpiece line. I want to know more, like, okay, so what else is coming out? We already know what the Toys R Us exclusives are kind of going to be, because we saw that at BotCon already. But what's Takara got up their sleeves? What other cards? What's going to blow us out of the water this next year? I mean, are they going to be able to top Star Saber? Star Saber's coming out in the first quarter of 2015. What's going to happen throughout?
And for cheaper, with more playability than any other Masterpiece figure, even MP10, then you've got previous, and at a cheaper price. He's got the Brainmaster. I mean, he's got the stand. It's just everyone else has got to step up their game. Even the third-party companies are going to have to step up their game. As long as he's successful, I think he will be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will.
A couple of things I had, also more Masterpiece releases in 2015. The fact that we'll probably see more Masterpiece releases 2015 than we did in 2014, just like we did 2014 than we did in 2013. So they're coming out with more, even though some of them are just repaints, but they're actually different characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've also seen is some of those figures that that came out 2 years ago that we thought, oh, we missed out on them, and if you want them, you got to pay stupid money on eBay. Black Convoy, or for Nemesis Rodimus or whatever you want to call him, he's going to be available, like January or something like that. So, these things are going to come up again, if you missed out on them. And I love the fact that Takara's actually doing that.
Well,
I don't. What is that? Oh. I'd like a little bit better notice than like a month and a half of, hey, here's this $200 item that's coming out along with these other $200 items. So if you want it, here it is. It's like, hey, can I have a little bit of time to maybe save up that money? Appreciate it. Maybe you don't come out during Christmas and all these other Masterpiece figures. But also the other things are the Batman animated series with the QC issues that it has. I've got all those items pre-ordered. They're coming out with tons. It looks like, and I hope that they kind of fix some of these issues.
Yeah.
And they make them better, because whatever they're doing now, it's not working. But they look really good, and I want to continue buying them. I have everything that can be pre-ordered from the series. I have it pre-ordered. So I'm ready for it. Also, something we're both a fan of as well, Star Wars Blackline series.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue, buying the ones from the original trilogy, but also kind of curious to see what they might have in store for the new movie.
Oh yeah.
So, and Ice Cream Kitty.
Ice Cream Kitty.
From the Ninja Turtle line. So
yeah.
Well, I'm partial to Ice Cream Kitty.
Ice Cream Kitty would be great. Classic Shredder and Krang will be coming out next year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I would love for them to announce at San Diego Comic-Con maybe a Casey Jones and a April O'Neil.
Oh, Casey Jones would be awesome. Yeah. And Gifts in April too. Yeah,
Yeah, well, you got to have her.
It's just that the from the original vintage series, April O'Neil was just kind of, helped them or gave them tips or told them like, hey, there's these people that are robbing this place, or to where the one in the new Nick series where she can actually fight,
mm-hmm.
And she even went toe to toe with Karai, which is pretty awesome. So. Like, wow, Shredder's been training Karai like all these years, and Splinter's been training April O'Neil for like 2 months, and they're going toe to toe. That's Splinter's an awesome teacher.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, just to see what what else they come out with for some of these other lines that we collect, because they're a lot of fun, and they're cheaper. So I like that.
Maybe G.I. Joe will get resurrected again into something better.
Well, they're coming. They have those. Was it 30th anniversary figures that they're at Toys R Us stores, and they're also at Hastings. Dude, I don't see them moving.
Yeah, they're not moving. They're not. So it's like, damn.
They're all there. The little play sets, they're still there. And they're still full price. I'm like, look, if you discount these things, like I haven't been collecting G.I. Joes just because I'm like, dude, that's a really deep rabbit hole there, and I don't know if I want to jump in, get
Yeah.
into that yet. But if you're clearing some enough, then all right, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll buy some of the ones that some of the ones that I like because I love GI Joe. It was one of my top five favorite cartoons and toy lines. But man, there's so much stuff out there, so
Oh
much
yeah.
backtracking.
Well, it's the same thing like anticipating what's going to happen with Masters of the Universe Classics. What Mattel is going to, give us information on, and what's going to happen and all that too. Because we're coming to an end. So,
Yeah, because I want to collect those, and they're obviously going to end Masters of the Universe Classics, but then it's going to be Masters of the Universe, whatever.
yeah.
Some name, Platinum Series. They're going to just attach some different name to it, and they're going to come out with the characters all over again, and that way I can get on it from the beginning. That's when I'm going to jump in and try to buy. I just want to buy the key characters from Filmation. I don't care about like these mermaids and stuff, all that stuff from She-Ra. I don't care. I
The
like
POP
Count
stuff.
Marzo is a little strange that like some of these dudes out there are like so into some of these girl toys, like they're all into the pony stuff. And I know some of you guys too. Some of you guys are into the ponies and the mermaids and all that stuff. That's not me. I just want the key characters from Filmation. There are some things from She-Ra that I do like because I like the Evil Horde, but I'm not collecting Flood Arena and
Mista and Spinner, all those weird.
Yeah, I'm not buying all that stuff still. I
Yeah.
probably won't buy any of the vehicles either. Not if they're $150 or whatever. Jesus.
You got to at least buy Castle Grayskull out.
I would buy a Castle Grayskull. I would buy that. And I was gonna buy it this last time, but because they, what was it, 300 or something like that, or 350.
Mhm.
But I was like, I don't have any of the figures to display it with, so all I have is like in the corner is this Castle Grayskull and like none of their figures. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So, and then it's gonna make me want to go buy the vintage ones all over again, and see, it's just, God, man, it's a struggle.
Yeah, it is. It's hard.
And usually, whenever I commit to something like that, then I have to like sell off something because like I have quite a bit of Starcom, and those things are expensive. So I know that I could get quite a bit of money for them. So, and to make for shelf space as well, and that could help me, get a big chunk of it started. Plus, I want to keep on collecting animated and G1. So, anyways, I guess we'll be going for an hour and a half there. We can go ahead and end it and just continue everything on the aftercast. But Jaim, why don't you plug party us and tell people where they can find us in an hour and a half?
Yeah. You can find me, Victory Saber 77, on YouTube and Twitter. We do have some other shows. We have the Aftercast, which is going to be on my channel at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also have the eBay show, which is every other Thursday. The next show will be January 8th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on G1 Hexatron's channel. And that's it.
That's it. Okay, and you can find me, G1 Hexatron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page, the G1 Hexatron. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will not have a show. Did you already say that?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, no show next week. No Cybercast or Aftercast.
Yeah. James is doing something, and then I'm watching playoffs. So, we'll have one, the following week. So, if you guys want to join us for Aftercast, shoot James a message. So, talk to you guys later. Peace.
See ya.